Hi, welcome all. I'm Justice Satawa with Detroit City TV, and it is an honor to welcome John Runyan here, current NFL Vice President of Rules and Policy Administration, and also former NFL football player for 10 seasons. So the first question I'm going to ask you here is, how was you were very consistent in staying in the lineup? How has that come and life in Congress, that consistency, so important?
Really, I mean, everything you do in life, it is about consistency. No matter what your skill level is, your talent level. There's one thing you can control is how hard you work. Um, Anyone, no matter what business you're in or what sector you're in, if people know what to expect of you and know you're going to come through with that. You're always going to get opportunities to do stuff like that. So that's really what it's about. Ultimately, it's about consistency. We all have ups and downs. I think when I played at Michigan, Gary Moeller was always about the ups and downs. It's like kind of like your EKG of your heart. It's got peaks and valleys, and what's a flat line? It's dead. So you're going to have them. The biggest thing is take the peaks out, take the valleys out. Just keep them in there more like a sine wave, if you will.
That's awesome. And now, how much did it mean for you, for your son to follow in your footsteps, to be a Michigan man like you?
I mean, really, that kind of stuff is a personal preference, because you have to fit the culture. He fit the culture, but yeah, your skill level has to fit a need for the club and all that kind of stuff. But obviously, the education from the University of Michigan is second to none. So it's just to have that opportunity and have that on the slate of places where he wanted to go. The only thing I ever told him is you can go anywhere you want to except Ohio State. So it worked out.
And then, what was it like as a father watching your son get drafted? You obviously also got drafted. Was it sweeter? Was it the same? Like, how would that compare to your draft experience?
Well, I think it's different as a parent um, because you've invested so much into that child and his development, not only as a person, as a human, as a student, but also as an athlete. And, at that moment, it comes crashing down on you, and you start to tear up, and you're like, finally did it. You know what I mean? It's like, because a lot of times it's a prayer. It's, the chances of it happening are less than 1%. So it was just one of those opportunities that he got, and he's making the best of it to this day. Through what we were previously talking about, it's consistency.
All right, last question for you. There's reports coming out that 90% of NFL players did not know about the rules about the gambling. Obviously, that hits close to home with James Miller. Is there anything that's being taken towards the players so that they're more knowledgeable on the rules about certain stuff like that could cost them half-season suspensions?
Big part of it is pay attention when those presentations are made. It all comes in the personal conduct policy, which we all have them in all of our businesses. And how thoroughly do you go through that kind of stuff? So, big initiative we're doing is making a way up front, more of an educational push and force it into them to make sure they're aware of it. I think some of them may be falling into the trap that they don't understand what they're gambling on sometimes. So but my generation, we were always told, even from an NCAA standpoint, you're like, never bet on sports. You're going to get in trouble. I think we just kind of have to, keep putting that kind of stuff out there. To be really careful with it because it is it is a black eye to the league sometimes, and you don't want people doubting, your competitive balance and all of that kind of stuff. That you're still continuing to be the greatest professional sports league in the history of professional sports.
Well, thank you so much, John. This has been Justice Satawa with Detroit City TV here with John Runyon. It was an honor. Thank you so much, sir.